All right, hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachah, Quadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, as well as the men that taught them, and peace and blessings to all you Akim out there who pushing his word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as to all you believers out there who believe in the gospel. And it's the brother Korah Abad from the GMS Houston camp. And I want to go into another lesson that Lord willing to do be edifying. And I'm on a little walk and talk this morning. So it's a lot, in advance if y'all hear any background noise from any cars or whatnot. But I want to get straight into it. Lord willing, like I said, Lord willing, this lesson do be edifying. But as I was walking, doing a little meditating, and a thought came to mind, and it's like, why not do a lesson on it? But the thought came to mind is that as prophets, we don't take no breaks. You see, the prophets don't have breaks. We don't take breaks. We can't take breaks. You see, and that's the thing. When you look out into Israel, you have a lot of men, in that spirit of taking breaks. Like I had a dude on my comment board the other day. He commented on that video that I did about Alazar, and he's pretty much like, yeah, I've been in this thing since the 90s. I go back to the the original ISUPK 1 West, so on and so forth. So I just sincerely asked him, well, why you ain't doing the work then? Like if you came up after all these years, why you still ain't pushing the work, doing the work, right? And he go send me a video interview he did like 6 years ago, right? But the point is that you have men who think coming into the truth is, once they come in and they, be seen a couple of times, they get a couple of videos on their belt, so on and so forth, then that's enough, right? I did enough. I served the Lord. Look, I got proof. See his videos? His videos on the internet. It's internet proof. And they think that's enough. That just because man see that the Lord accept that. One more time. A lot of men think just because man see they works or videos, they think the Lord accept that, man. Just because you got a lot of likes, subscribers, they went viral within the Israelite, as they say, community, which is not just a community, it's an awakening, It's prophecy being fulfilled, But you have men who get a big head when I touched on this in a video a couple of days ago, but something similar to this topic. But you have men who get big heads because they do go viral, within Israel. They do. They are known for being speakers and cutting people and cutting Christians. But that, just because that happened, that don't mean the Lord accept that. That don't mean it's the right way. But anyway, saying all that to get to the point is that, so when men do get proud or content with past works, you see, they take breaks. And when we come into this thing, and man, the Wadi Bashim Yahushai, that we have been trained and raised up properly, right? In a proper manner by the correct teachers, man. By the apostles. We was told when we came in the seriousness of prophecy, the seriousness of doing the work. It ain't no breaks. We can't put in a PTO day for the Lord, right? A PTO, I can't work today, Lord. It's non-stop. No matter how many years ago you did it, look. And you can say, well, I just took a couple years off. No, it ain't no couple years, because the Lord looking at what have you done for him lately, man. Matter of fact, let's get this. Let's start with this first. It's Baruch chapter 4. It shouldn't be long. My phone about to die too, man. Forgot to charge my phone last night. Baruch 4:28. It says, for as it was your mind to go astray, and that's all us. It was on us that we went off, right? In this world, and check this out, we was in the world longer than we was in the truth. I don't care if you did come in the 90s. You see, but a lot of us was in the world, longer than we was in the truth. We was living like heathens, living like, Esau and them, longer than we've been serving the Lord, doing lessons, reading, so on and so forth. So the point is that Baruch about to make, seeing we was in the world longer, and now we are brought back to serve the Lord, we have to go that much more harder now to make up for lost time, to make up for all those years being niggas and living like Gentiles. You see? So it says, Baruch 4:28, as it was your mind to go astray from the Most High, so being returned Seek him 10 times more. It ain't no time to take no break. Especially we don't know, you know, when or if the Lord could take the ability that he gave us to speak away. Look, today we got the ability to watch and understand, to speak, to do a lesson, right? To see, to read. It's the ability to walk, stand, to go to the highways and hedges, go to class and camp. The point is, since we have the ability now to do it, or the Lord could take it away and we can't do it. You see? And we can't do it. But you have a lot of people that they okay with past works. They okay with just being here. They're okay with being in the camp or just being on video. That's not where it stop at, man. This is a thing we constantly got to put effort into. Like Apostle Peter said, we might have to get that, but rather give diligence to make our calling and election sure, man. This nonstop. That's why the apostle, and you see how it's paying off now, man. All that advice the apostles, and bishops and elders of Great Millstone ever gave. Check this out. I'm gonna say this. All the advice they ever gave since I've been in the truth, right? Since I've been in the camp, I'm gonna say that, in Great Millstone camp, and the apostles gave advice. It eventually, when you gave time, it's time to do its thing. You seen that advice was A1. It paid off, and it was right. And not just that, before I came into the truth, you see older videos out there, older videos from the apostles. You'll hear them give advice, and then, I see past videos of elders, who came up hearing that advice, and they'll say how it paid off. So it seems to me the apostles' advice is always correct. So the point is, when they push us to be serious about the work, the severity of prophecy, when the apostle said, don't take no days off, when he first said you try to do 3 videos a week if you can. Men had a problem with that. Then he said, do a video a day if you can. Men had a problem with that. But that's the spirit to be in. On fire. On fire. Now you see how it's paying off, because you have a lot of camps out there. The fire that they once had is dwindling. That spark that they once had ain't shining too much. You see, ain't shining too bright. And that's a lot of men. Yeah, you have men out there still, camps like the Watchmen for Israel, still putting out content, and I don't want, edification / content, I guess, because most of them content creators. You see? Most of them content creators, But the thing is that, matter of fact, let's get this. This just came to mind. In season, out of season. And bear with me too. A little impromptu. Kind of wanted to get out and walk. Let's get this in season, out of season. This 2 Timothy 4:2. It says, preach the word, be instant. Right? Let's see what instant means. It says instant from the Oxford Dictionary. It says happening, coming immediately, urgent, pressing, precise moment of time. You see? Always ready to do the work, man. Own it. When you got articles or new events that happen, you have men who own it. Own it, updating on it. And really you have, I'm just being real, not being biased. You have one group out there who, I'm talking about all events, no matter what it is, they update the nation. I ain't talking about America, I'm talking about the nation of Israel, our people, especially the ones who know. Great Millstone is the ones who giving live updates. If it's earthquakes, if it's who giving you the update, Great Millstone. If it's famines, who updating as soon as that happen. When something overseas go down in the EU, in Russia, Ukraine, Israel, who giving you live updates? You see? Telling you what's going to happen. Going into the precepts, the prophecies to show you where it's at in there. That's Great Millstone, the MOTB system, the digital system. Great Millstone, let's be real. Now you may have some men, once it become, nationwide, some camps nationwide, and everybody talking about it, they may do a video on it just because it's the hot topic. And they know they could get views off it, man. They know they could get views off it, or it's just a hot topic. Or they congregation asking them about it. Like Alizar the other day, he won't go pop up and do a video. Yeah, a lot of y'all been asking me about this. What prophecies I think will come next. So, that's what man. So see, They shouldn't have to ask you. They shouldn't have to ask you. We should be instant, going back to this precept, but we should be instant doing the work. When it happened, own it. When it happened, we should be on it. Warning, not just that as far as news, even when things happen within the nation of Israel's, false breakdowns, scandals, and so on and so forth. Who the first ones to touch on it? To either rebuke, to correct, to shed light on it is Great Millstone. These other camps don't be touching on stuff, man. And if they do it secretly, you know? Shooting shots, you know? Or they just so friendly, they don't correct each other. Let's go back to this. But that's the point of being instant, man. Own it. This second Timothy 4:2, it says, preach the word, be instant, in season and out of season. When things happening and when things not. We still got to be warning the people and going out there and prophesying. It says, preach the word, be instant, in season and out of season. When the weather good and when the weather not. When it's convenient and when it's not. Not just when you got something going on at the White House and you got white people there and you want to go make a scene. Like Chief E from them, make a scene. We ain't here to make scenes, we're here to preach the word. Like the Apostle Orion Lab did a video on that the other day. Man, we're here to just preach the word. And a lot of men, again, when you have hirelings, they not instant about it. They don't need to warn. You know, a hireling, if they ain't getting paid for an event, then they ain't gonna put their all into it. You know, if a hireling not getting paid, or if a celebrity, you know, or somebody not getting seen, you know, or being able to network, they not gonna put no effort into it, man. And that's what we seeing. They not gonna put no effort into it. But people who serious about it and just appreciate and fear the Lord, they gonna put effort into it. You see? Let me get this though. We gonna move on. Let me get this again. It's like I'm going a little fast. My phone was dying on me. I still want to go walk a little bit, so there's some vids. But it says, let's get this. 2 Timothy 4:2 again, and we'll move on. I get one more precept. Preach the word, be instant, in season and out of season. Reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. And you have a group of men on earth who do that consistently, day in and day out. They serious about it, man. Even if they got 2 views or 5,000 views, right? Even if they went viral, or they in the park somewhere going live and ain't going viral. That's how we should be, man. Let's get that. This is what I want to get next. Give the Lord no rest. This is Isaiah 62. And I'm going to start at 7. It says, I'm going to go up. Isaiah 62 and 6. It says, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem. Who's the watchman? That's the prophets. And you have a lot of men faking as prophets. Cosplaying as prophets, right? It says, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. You go on some camps pages or members of the camps pages, and I'm going to say this before I make that point. Really, Great Millstone and those who follow the order, the setup of Great Millstone, and mainly the doctrine, all members are ordered to do their own personal work. As it said in the scripture, each man was going to do, right? Each member of Great Millstone, you got to do your own work on top of going to camp and camp lessons and camp so on and so forth, right? You got to do your own work. When you look out into these other camps, and just think about it, and it's for real. When you look out into these other camps, only the main members do lessons. Only the main members do lessons. And IUPK, all you got is Captain Tazariak, or the known members, like the heads of the camps. They do lessons, and the group members out there just watching, listening. Con. In IUIC, you only see Bishop Nate and them, or who? The leadership doing lessons. It's not everybody doing their own work. Yeah, they may go to camp, but the point is, camp is only on Saturday for them. They only go on Saturday, so what you doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday? What are you doing? Because it says give him no rest day or night, and that's why I'm bringing this up. See, over here, where the Lord raising up the school of the apostles and the school of the prophets, it's not no rest is the point. That's what we started with. It's no breaks. We don't have PTO days over here working for the Lord. It's no rest, but you have other camps. I'm going to go back to that point I was making before I said this, but just building to that point. But all these other camps, each member are not required to do their own work. They just watch and listen to the leadership. You see? They just listen to the leadership. Now, going back to what I was saying, you go on some camps pages or, individuals of camps pages, and they'll have a video they did 3 weeks ago, a live show they did a month ago. That's not in season and out of season. You go on somebody else's page, they did a regular video 2 years ago and a live show 2 months ago. No, if you had animals, if you had sheep, they would have died because you ain't feeding them. You ain't updating them. You ain't telling them what to do, what to look out for, man. And going back to the point, a lot of men who come into this thing, they think you can take off when you want to just because you ain't literally got to clock in. Just because you ain't got a literal boss in your face watching you, which that's a lack of fear of the Lord. You should be fearing way more with the Lord than a regular boss. But the thing is, men, they are not disciplined. They don't fear in order to keep going with our eyes, like literally although they literally own us by the Lord, but with our eyes or somebody over your shoulder, like in person. A lot of men don't got that self motivation to keep going. But again, that's something I noticed too. When you go on these camps pages, it'd be weeks before they post. The last video he did is 2 weeks ago, and the live show is 4 months ago. That's not updating, man. That's you giving the Lord rest. The scriptures that we reading right here said, give him no rest. We supposed to constantly be pushing this truth. Because what it said in Isaiah, that if the word go out, it can't come back void. So as much as we push this word, I don't want to say it's going to force the Lord to bring it to pass, but it's going to put that energy out there that it have to happen. Let's read this so we can end it. Isaiah. It's Isaiah chapter 62 and verse 6 again. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace, day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence. It says, and give him no rest until, so this one we supposed to take a break. This is going to be the time we could take a PTO day. Give him no rest until he establish and until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth, until we get saved. That's the day we could take a PTO break, man. Days off, right? You better check my work from the 90s. I can't, man, know what you doing now? What you doing now? Even Chief Ephraim, he often, and I don't know why I've been on his head for the past couple of weeks, but, maybe the Lord, I don't know. But he often bring up the 90s like, although that's a beautiful time to be in because you was there at the foundation, but that's not something to hold on to. Look at our apostles. Yeah, they mentioned it because they was there for the foundation, but they have excelled past that. They grew past that, man. But, I ended right there, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Chakadash, and with that, Shalom.